Hello my sea squirtles, Seabro here, and today we are going to look at a DPS player who plays not one, not two, but three different heroes: McCree, Reaper and Soldier. Timestamps for each will be in the description if you are interested in only one, but if not, let's, I don't know, jump straight into the video. Yay, we are on Busan. I love Busan. I would be really careful peeking here. Everybody and their dog tried to spam through here on the way out of spawn, and you don't have your Rhine shield. As you climb, you'll start to notice Widowmakers, Zens and whatnot one-shooting people through here. Wasted roll, but it's a shortest cooldown, so it should be fine. You get hooked here, that is a big unlucky. We got out, nice. Taking a moderate off angle, nice. If Zen Harmony orbs you, you could probably push a little bit further around. We stun the Reinhardt, really nice. This is a bit strange. We get a pick, you stun the Reinhardt, but then you back off. This is a WWWW, be aggressive time. That's a big kill. Your aim really isn't bad, actually. Okay, we have Deadeye. Let's see what you can do with it. Nice, nice. Don't do that. You are so lucky the Roadhog can't hook very well. I am not the biggest fan of this Deadeye because of the enemy Roadhog. You don't have a shield and the enemy could have targeted you there quite easily, especially with Roadhog hook. You need to be careful here. You always want to know where the core of your team is. Even if they didn't amp Matrix, you are a squishy. You can get punished really easily. In your defense though, you were very quick to realise you needed to get out of there. When you need heals, don't walk into the middle of nowhere with no cover. You need to be careful here. Scream for your Zen Harmony orb you.
This will heal you.
I'm on fire. Hold up now. I need a doctor. Don't move.
A bit too greedy here, but it happens. Unlucky. Really not a bad round. You did really well. Your mechanics really aren't that bad. Okay, we changed to Reaper, really not a bad pick here.
With you.
That was criminal. Your Wraith isn't at all for moving around quicker. It needs to be used to get back to your team. If you ever finish your Wraith and you are not behind your Reinhardt shield getting healed up, then you have probably made a mistake.
From the shadows.
No. Stop racing like that. I'll discuss Wraith usage at the end of the video.
Fall back group up here.
Again! Okay, I'll stop mentioning it because it's going to get very repetitive. I think I need to discuss Reaper's ability usage at the end of the video because this isn't great either.
Fall back, form up.
Not a bad place to chill, I like it. You panic here, you aborted your plans, and the fight was just kinda lost because your Rhine messed up. They pressed Q before your team did, it happens. Okay, so you don't really want to be teleporting mid-fight right in front of the enemy. It's totally viable to just walk with the Reinhardt and Coalescence and just destroy the enemy tanks. Even if you do want to deal with the enemies on the high ground, you cannot teleport in front of the Sigma. If he accretions and then double hits you, you will be so low you'll be nearly dead. Again, finish your Wraith somewhere safe.
This will restore you. Allow me to repair the damage.
Wraithing into the enemy like that screams you have your ultimate ready. And a good enemy will kill you during your ultimate because you don't have a defense matrix or Zarya bubble or anything. It would have been better to just stay hidden and jump from the high ground above. Okay, back to McCree then. Fight was lost before you got back, I'm not too concerned about that. Okay, the deciding round, let's go dude.
1-1. 2-1. Round 3. Capture the objective.
Okay, now we are playing Soldier. We take an off angle to the left, I like it. We have a nice angle, we are using cover nicely, I like it. You could have stayed hidden for a bit longer until their Reinhardt pushed forward a bit, because you aren't going to do much with his shield there. Unlucky, the enemy soldier hit his helix and you didn't hit yours. Roadhog really cannot hook anything. You really should run outside of his range. You have a massive advantage at longer range than he does. You really don't need to be this close.
Patched up.
I like this position, but you already have ultimate and your shield break does nothing here. It would be better to hide and take up this position as they move closer, where you can get more value. By showing yourself here, you give the enemy the opportunity to clear you from the off angle first and pressure you out, or take a path that means that this angle isn't great. Never underestimate the value of surprising the enemy. Yeah, I'm sure you were kicking yourself after this death. You are missing a lot of Helix rockets, I'll talk about that later. You suicide, but the fight was lost anyway.
Join me. Fall in here. My ultimate is charging.
My ultimate is ready.
I've got you in my sights.
I mean, that was never going to end well. Your Mercy really loves you. Really nice visor.
Good choice. Join me.
You really want to be using cover more here.
Let's get to that ultimate. My servants never die. The battle continues.
I like how we get out of there. That's nice. Very quick to chuck out your healing thing here, whatever soldier's healing thing is called. You drop here, but you have visor. You could have dropped way later than that and probably got some kills and maybe even changed the course of this round. And we lose. Unlucky. We have a lot to talk about, so let's get started. Swoosh! Okay, so you played 3 heroes: McCree, Reaper, and Soldier. First up, let's talk about McCree. I definitely think he was your best hero in this game. Really not bad for a low gold player. I was very surprised by how clean it was. I would expect a lot more mistakes from this elo. Having said this, I think you need to be more respectful of enemy heroes. In this game, Roadhog was the main one, but Reaper and McCree are also very scary. In other games, Widow, Brig, Ashe, Doomfist, Mei, Junkrat, Hanzo, Faris, Sigma, High Charge, Zarya, Zenyatta, whatever, might all be the scary ones. What I'm trying to say is in most games you're going to have people and abilities that you want to stay out of range from. And the more you get used to who it is that you need to respect on the enemy team, the better. I suggest at the start of a game think of 1 or 2 people on the enemy team who are the most threatening and try to keep track of their positioning throughout every fight until it becomes second nature. I think you could also do with keeping track of where your team is, especially your healers and main tank. I wouldn't practice this at the same time as practicing keeping track of the enemy though, because your head will just hurt if you're not used to it. I also think you can do with using cover more. I didn't get to see much gameplay obviously, but I think these are the main problems. Reaper was, in my opinion, the worst of the 3 heroes you played. Your ability usage was completely wrong, so I'm just going to explain how they should be used and how Reaper should be played. Teleport is good at getting to the high ground, getting behind the enemy or whatnot before a fight, especially if you don't want to be seen. It is not an escape ability. You will die if you play better people, so it's just a really bad habit to get into, just trying to teleport to get out of a fight. Wraith is not an engagement ability, it's a disengagement ability. You always want to end Wraith somewhere safe, usually behind your shields and where the healers can heal you. Usually if you are flanking or playing off angles as Reaper, you teleport to a location before the fight, jump down and target someone. This could be assassinating a healer or melting down who your team are melting down. It's always worth noting as well what your team are doing. If you have a Zen discording someone or a Moira has thrown a damage orb at someone, your Tracer or your team is targeting someone, then you might also want to target the same person for an easy kill. And then you Wraith back to your team when your position becomes unviable, and finally play safe with your team, melting down the enemy tanks. So just to recap that, you teleport to set up, engage an enemy, Wraith back to your team, and play with your team. It's also totally fine to just play with your Reinhardt if you don't think you can get much value out of flanks or off angles. Now I want to talk about Reaper's ultimate ability, Death Blossom. It is easily countered if people expect it. Preferably you should combo it with defensive abilities like Zari Bubble, Defense Matrix, Shields, etc. Anything that can keep you alive. Failing that, Surprise is your best friend. Jumping from the high ground from nowhere will give you much more success than just wraithing into the enemy team. There are too many stuns in this game for you to be able to get into the habit of wraithing into the enemy team. And lastly, Soldier. Your Soldier wasn't bad. You used cover most of the time, accuracy was above average for low gold. You did seem panicky with your Helix rockets, you were missing most of them, and you weren't very quick to rotate a Soldier. One of Soldier's big plus points is his mobility. He can shoot from anywhere, and then a second later he can change to a different angle. You always want to be thinking of what position you can be in to get the best angle on the enemy. You don't want to constantly be shooting shields as Soldier. If you want to play for shield break, then pick a higher DPS character. Soldier is great for putting pressure onto the enemy backline or the enemy team. You want to create such angles that the enemy Reinhardt can't block both you and the core of your team at the same time. But by standing still at the same point, then it makes it very easy for the enemy team to deal with you. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, hit me up in the comments below and ask me to explain it better. And that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate every single one of you that watches my videos. If you did enjoy, learn something, or just like my voice, then hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. As always, hit the like button if you liked it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye friends! And why not click on one of my other videos while you're at it? Feel free to check out the rest of my channel for more educational Overwatch content. Bye again, this time for real.